At dawn, when the sun was just peeking through the misty curtains, I trekked my way to the park across the street from my neighborhood. Old Oak is what they call it. There life was stirring from their deep slumbers. The air was very frigid in the 10 degrees Celsius weather. The leaves cracked sharply, and the pinkish purple of the skyline administered a hint of mystique. The birds were chirping or guffawing. They were the usual perpetrators of my precious sleep in the mornings when I slept in. The sun lit up parts of trees' leaves, a warm yellow bathing the scene. When I walked out my door, not yet a few steps, I heard a rustle of leaves, immediately hinting the location of my target, the black squirrel. Black squirrels are melanistic. Antonym would be albinistic. Subgroups of the eastern gray squirrel, Scurius carolinensis, and fox squirrel, Scurius niger. The black fur is actually a mutation and is relatively rare, estimated in total to be 1 in 10,000. In Canada, black squirrels have been introduced into the wild to try and raise their numbers. They can be found in Ontario, parts of the U.S., in Ohio, Maryland, Michigan, Houston, Texas, Indiana, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania. In Canada, they can be found in Vancouver also, after they were introduced to the Stanley Park Peninsula. They can be found in Calgary and Toronto, and even in the UK. Black squirrels are able to tolerate colder temperatures than gray squirrels, and in darker and denser forests they gain the advantage of concealment. Black squirrels are native to North America, and they inhabited America's old-growth forests, where they were abundant and thick. The black squirrel's dark color helped them hide in these very dense and shaded old-growth forests. As time passed, extensive deforestation and the hunting of squirrels for their meat and pelt led to biological advantages for gray-colored individuals. Their light gray color became advantageous in their newly changed habitat. Black squirrels can be found in the kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, order Rodentia, family Scoridae, genus Scorius, subgenus Scorius. Gray squirrels have 2 copies of a normal pigment gene, and black squirrels have either 1 or 2 copies of a mutant pigment gene. If a black squirrel has 2 copies of the mutant gene, it will be jet black. If it has 1 copy of a mutant gene and 1 normal gene, it will be brown-black. Litters of black squirrels can be mixed, and gray mating pairs cannot produce black offspring. The purple chokeberry, or the Aronia prunifolia, is part of the kingdom Plantae and phylum Spermatophyta. It's also in the rose family. The purple chokeberry is native to eastern Canada and to the eastern and central United States. It can be found from Nova Scotia west to Ontario and Wisconsin, and can be found south and western South Carolina and southern Alabama. I identify the purple chokeberry by its clusters of black berries, red branches, and shrub-like appearance. The leaves were also another form of identification, since they were slightly glossy, and when I compared the venation patterns of the leaves to the pictures online, I found it very helpful to identifying the species. Habitat of the purple chokeberry can be in wetlands or terrestrial. It can include bogs, cliffs, balds, or ledges, fens, meadows, and fields, shores of rivers or lakes, swamps, and wetland margins. The berries also attract birds and other animals to consume the fruit and to disperse the seeds in their droppings. Currently, there is no conservation status for the purple chokeberry, and it's actually a hybrid-derived species between the red chokeberry and black chokeberry. The orange rocket barberry, or the Berberis thunbergii, is part of the kingdom Plantae and phylum Spermatophyta. The orange rocket barberry is native to Japan. However, it's been naturalized throughout North America due to its planting as an ornamental and then escaping from its intended habitat. The plant is also naturalized in Europe and is continuing to spread in southwestern Germany, Scandinavia, and other European countries. I identified the orange rocket barberry by its red rust color and red berries. The height of the shrub and the way that it has multiple vertical shoot-like growths helped me identify the species from pictures through comparison. The orange rocket barberry can be found in a variety of different habitats, such as in natural woodland, mostly temperate deciduous, but also wetlands and forested areas. It's common in areas prone to browsing by deer as well. However, It's also known to invade both managed and natural grasslands, field margins, roadsides, and abandoned land. It can grow in partial or full shade, and severe droughts or extreme winters have little effect on the overall mortality or seed production. The orange rocket barberry poses a threat to natural areas due to its popularity as a landscape shrub and its ability to tolerate full shade and the dispersal of its prolific seeds by birds, along with the combination of multiple forms of vegetative and seed-based reproduction with very low rates of plant mortality.